I'm playing the EWI because it's fun. It has a lot of sounds. It has 8 octaves. It has a wide dynamic range. And I actually started as a replacement for saxophone, just to practice, but as the time goes by, it became my main instrument, and now it's my only instrument. My first EWI setup was a Yamaha WX7, then it was a WX11. After that I took this instrument, the Akai EWI 1000, and then I moved to the 3020, and now I'm playing on the 4000. I have also the 5000, but I don't have enough hands to bring all those instruments. My playing approach is to take the advantage of the EWI. That means to take the advantage of the wide range that the EWI has, 8 octaves, and to take the wide range of dynamics and the sound change, the changing of the sound through playing. My first inspiration was Michael Brecker. I believe like any other saxophone EWI player in the world. And then I just listened for a lot of people that dealing with sound from synthesizers. Joe Zawinul, Lyle Mace, Pat Metheny, Chick Corea, and those guys really influenced my approach to the sound of the EWI. There's a lot of instruments in the market. Few of them are expensive, few of them are cheap. It's good for the musicians that there will be a competition between all the instruments. I personally prefer the Akai EWI, and I prefer also from the old models the 4000 because of the analog sound like that it has inside the instrument. My current EWI setup is, first of all, I'm using the computer. I'm using the Respiro. You can see it here. It's a very nice VST. It's actually amazing VST. It's very dynamic and responsive. Other than that, I'm using the Johan harmonizer, which helps me a lot to build chords and to control the chords and the amount of notes that I'm playing, the modality, and anything with comping or playing solo. Other than that, I have this thing which is a MIDI beam by Panda. It's a wireless MIDI, and I have those audio wireless, so I'm using those ones so I can be free from strings. Aside of that, I have those two analogs, SYNTH, the Dave Smith Evolver, and then the Oberheim Matrix, and all together it became like analog nuclear bomb. I'm approaching the EWI as a different instrument. It's not a saxophone, it's not a flute, it's not an oboe or clarinet. It's EWI, and EWI is a very dynamic instrument. It has a very large range of sound and timbres, and I'd like to control them and to make music out of them. So I also am composing through the EWI. The EWI is actually an instrument of performing, but it's also an instrument for composing. And I'm doing a lot of etudes for the EWI to develop my technique, but also it helps the composition to become more interesting or more custom made to the EWI. The EWI is not that similar to the saxophone. It's a different instrument. It familiars maybe with the breath or the fingers, but basically it's a different instrument. It's like for guitar players to go from guitar, classical guitar, to a ukulele or to a bouzouki, or to maybe even to electric guitar. It's different instruments. You need to know the instrument, to learn the instrument, to practice the instruments, and to approach them as different instrument. It's not a saxophone. I prefer the analog sound, basically, and luckily I have this amazing VST by Respiro. It's tremendous VST. It's a physical modeling, and it's emulate the sound producing of an instrument, but it's not emulate the sound itself. Means that it sounds like a saxophone playing, but it doesn't sound like a saxophone. It's flute-like, but it's not flute. And it's tremendous VST. Other than that, I'm using analog sounds with analog hardware. So I believe the mix between those two, for me, is the best. Well, the hairbands. The hairband is, first of all, that the drill will not come down and touch the electronic card that is here inside. This is the whole engine of the EWI. So water and electric doesn't go together very good. Other than that, it's when I'm feeling, like I have a lot of crumbling hair, so I'm using that for this. So I have it for both. For the EWI, anyway, it's helping a lot to reject the water out of this.